So 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody and welcome to the webinar. My name is Alex and I was born in Russia and I spent there the first of my 10 years. Back then in the 1990s I saw my first computer and it was a love at first sight. Behind the Iron Curtain, Russian Atari Systems was a do-it-yourself project. So my dad was an electronic engineer and built by himself from the radio parts store. He actually ordered the parts by mail and built this huge metal box. It was my first Atari. We hooked up the audio cassette and loaded the software with an analog tape that made this crazy fax sounds that uploaded the games. So that summer I just played all the time that I could on video games until my 7-year-old fingers just hurt like hell. So about 2 years later, when I relocated to Israel with all my family, I finally had my first real PC system. And since then, for 30 years, I've been a gamer and I played all the video games I could lay my hands on. So I became a husband and a father since then, and I do enjoy playing video games, occasionally even now. In today's masterclass, we're going to cover 3 topics: how to leverage the gaming as the learning tool, how to manage learning and fun activities with the computer, and how to manage mind and body activities. For now, I would like you all to mute yourselves and hold the questions until the Q&A. You can write them in the chat window so I can answer them later. I'm about to present a journey for each of you who will be true to themselves to embark in the following years. I will tell you the probable reason that some of you have logged on today. In your current situations, you have some kind of loose connection to your video gaming child. Maybe some misunderstandings here and there, but it's growing every day. So what you would like to do in the following months, you would like to strengthen again the child-parent bond and win back your friendship together. So first of all, how we're going to leverage the gaming as the learning tool. The story goes like this. I used to play a lot video games that were driving and racing cars. I played alone, I played with my friends, I played with my dad, we competed, and I lost lots of times, but gradually I became better. I also spent many hours alone playing against the clock and against the computer, trying to make myself better. Though many times I failed, many times I came last, but gradually I was able to leverage my technique to adjust the speeds, the turns. I would remember the curves, I would remember the turns, I would remember the track, and I was developing soft skills using this video game. So what I learned was how to drive. So what do you mean? In my 20s, when I took my driving lessons, I would took as less as I could, and I passed from the first test. So all this video gaming in driving would help me to achieve something good in life. So what is the action I would like to take with your child now? Look what your game are on your child computers. Try to watch them as they play and to dissect the skills that they're using to play the game. Discover the product and what is teaching your child. So if it's some kind of multiplayer game, so they're probably learning something about economics. They must harvest resources. So let's say it's Fortnite, they must harvest wood for the fortifications and maybe upgrade their weapons and collect, and they must remember all these parts and hold this model inside of their heads. So they must plan strategically, win, and be the last one to survive. So it's all in Fortnite. So it's not just a mindless game. It also teaches your children to be smart with their money. It's funny it would sound, right? So the other story I would like to tell you is how to manage the learning and the fun activities. So I used to watch the other players and watch them go through this intricate levels and slay the best enemies and do this crazy maybe driving session. And I used to watch them and I said, hey, it looks easy and I'm gonna just try it and I'm gonna succeed at least of the same amount of success. So I watched, let's say, hours of display and I had this false sense of power. I would go on the computer and I could do this easy, no problem. And when I actually tried, I failed. And most of the times it would aggravate me, but I kept trying. So the important thing you would do is to keep trying. And even if you watch, with the action you must take is to watch what you're doing, to replay the moves, and talk with your child about what is he doing, how he can improve himself in the next match, in the next session of his play. Maybe even analyze with them what they can take a best strategy, and provide them with a language soft skills. So they will talk to you and they will tell you and they will think and strategize. So actually when you playing and failing, you can leverage on this. You would be able to teach your kids the language skills that they need to analyze the problem. They will be forced to do problem solving sessions and you can guide them through that and you can strengthen your bond with them over that area. So another story that I would like to tell you is how do we manage our mind and body activities. So we all see our children just sit around all day and they're motionless and we are worried about their health. So each video game session should be accomplished by some healthy eating, some exercise routines, and mindful resting. So I'm about to tell you the story, same it was for me. So since 7 years old, my father always pushed me into sports. But he never discouraged me also from the video gaming, okay? So our sports was always martial arts. So I think I went through all kinds of classes, from the traditional Kung Fu and Karate and Taekwondo and Capoeira, and now I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu. So always you would be able to complete your video gaming sessions with some activities. So you would be developing mentally and physically. So what does the sport activities do for you? They let your mind process the data and store it efficiently, and for later that you will be able to be more mindful of what you're doing. So what that then would also do, if you're now studying or if you're a student, they would also give your mind the ability to rest and to be filled with energy for the rest of the week. So what is the action that I would like you to take on now? Choose a sport activity that both of you and your child will enjoy. Engage it on a weekly basis. Make a meal plan. Skip all the junk food. Get out of their all the snacks that they're consuming during the video games sessions. Give them I don't know, maybe a healthy sandwich, a healthy drink. And if you don't like sports, it's okay. You can just go for a 2-mile walk or a hike once, twice a week, so just can talk with your child and be bonded with it. All this I did with my father. We also took those walks, also talk about other things. We also took the participation in the martial arts class. So that strengthened our bond. And to this day, we are bonded across this martial arts and video game. So what happens now? The big thing now is the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. So for the first time in this Olympics, there will be video gaming sessions as a part of the Olympics. So what does it mean? It means that the esports is getting more traction. In the year 2018, in April, the revenues from video games was $134 billion. So about half of it comes from China and quarter from the rest of the world and quarter from North America. And the prizes are very real. So in the last League of Legends, the prize pot was $25 million. So our children are entering the workforce in the year 2030, maybe 2040, depends on how grown up they are. And we must prepare them to this market opportunity of esports. So 20 years ago, being a top athlete, being a soccer player and maybe a basketball player would be considered a great achievement in their 15s, their 16s, and they would be seriously treated there. So if they would devote 6 hours and mental coaching to train in this area, and we must be prepared for them to get them there safely and maybe join the master team. So it's easy now, easier than ever, because everybody plays now, right? All the kids in their teen years, it's just normal to play video games. It's not like this nerd thing that was in the 80s and the 90s. It's also for boys and for girls. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be very muscular. Everybody. It's the first equal sports that provides an equal platform and equal opportunity for everybody. So, what am I going to offer you now? I'm going to offer you a digital parenting blueprint program, or how to grow the esports athletes of tomorrow. So in about 5 to 10 years, I told you that the esports is going to grow exponentially and you would like to be there as it happens. In our course, there's 6 modules. It's Reboot your parenting role model, get on the platform, how to tune peak performance, how we leverage on failure, how we handle physical and mental health, and how we crush digital enemies. Part of it I did in my previous webinar, and in this webinar I do the second part. Now I'm taking a small group of people to take this course firsthand, first time ever. This course, if you will take a private mentor, that is going to cost you about $200. But I'm offering this product now for only $99. And if you buy during this webinar, there's a discount. It will be only $27. And if you would take this offer in next 15 minutes, I would personally call you and we will discuss your problems in a 15-minute private call. So what I'm giving you is the chance to reboot your bond with your child, and I'm going to offer you this program in a 30 days money-back guarantee. We have only a few spaces left, maybe 5-6 places left now, and during this webinar it's gonna run out. We're gonna start this program on the 1st of February, And what will you have in this program is not just a download course and forget about it. You're going to have 6 modules with video lessons. You're going to have a private Facebook group where you can ask all your questions with the previous and current participants. You have a 7 weekdays email support. I will answer all your questions in the emails. And what I would like you to go now to this website and please sign up for this course. And if you have questions now, it will be great. Thank you for listening. So I see there's 30 participants. Let's see, maybe Hayden, do you have a question? Daniel have a question? Yes, Daniel, I see you raising your hand. You must unmute you, so I unmute you, okay?
Alex.
Yes.
So you answered my question. My first question at the beginning of the course was, how do you balance? It seems like the big concern for parents would be their child spending too much time in a seated position staring at a screen. But you answered my question. The module 2 of the course is balance it out with some sort of physical activity. So I think you said jujitsu. Is that currently how you balance this out for yourself?
Yeah, currently I'm balancing it with jiu-jitsu, and my dad balanced it with some Krav Maga.
Okay.
So you can take a walk, you can do anything, cycling, whatever feels like for you and your child is fun activity. But as long as you do it together. So this is our program, how to be close to a video gaming child.
Well, what I like about this is that I think that if you first acknowledge your child's interest and take interest in their video game, like you said, pay attention to the video game that they play and learn about what kind of skills that they're using during this, what are they practicing during this game. I think after you do that, your child will be so much more receptive to going out and doing something physical because you've started the bond, you've shown and demonstrated that you're interested in what they're interested in, and I think it's a brilliant idea.
Thank you for your question. Maybe Hayden, do you have any question?
No, you've answered everything for me. Thank you.
Maybe you have a friend question?
What question? Friend question.
Friend question. Maybe some friend that would like that sits with you have a question. Because I don't see your screen. Your camera is off.
Yeah, I can't think of any questions that I have now.
Okay, thank you. So again, it's the alexanderluria.com/shop for our product. It's only $27, and it's gonna end in till midnight. This offer. I would like to. Yes, I see. Daniel, do you have a question? Yes.
Yeah, can you just tell me, Alex, what are the modules in this course? What are the titles of the modules?
So the titles of the modules would be Reboot Your Parenting, How to Leverage Gaming as a Learning Tool, How to Leverage on Failure and Building a Learning Curve, also how to tweak your performance, how to manage the gaming sessions and analytic sessions, how do we not go to failure? How do we not be discouraged from the failure that we have? And how do we have physical and mental health balance for video games? And how we crush addiction so we don't afraid of the children's devices and just watch them on the side. So we are there for them. So the parent and the child does not disappear in this new era of screens. So this is the basic modules.
Thank you. Another question for you, Alex. How long does the course take generally?
This is about 1 hour of video of course material, but the course can take you, you can run through it in 1 hour, or basically it's one for every other week. So
Okay.
because it's soft skills, you can't like take your child and do healthy eating and do jiu-jitsu and peak performance in like 1 hour. So it's one lesson in 2 weeks. So it's go easy on you and the child, and slowly you will build your bond over that time.
Great. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.